The assault on Gaza city is underway. This is Israel's final solution against Palestinian resistance. This is the first time that the world is seeing Israel as the offender, the aggressor. Since World War II, Israel has thrived on global sympathy, gaining wealth, weapons, and unquestioned support. But Netanyahu is willing to sacrifice this soft image. Why? Why does he see that the rest of us don't? What deal is being struck in the shadows? I'm Jawad Yusuf and you're watching 3 Easts. We'll try to answer all of these questions, but let's have a war recap. Right now, nearly 64,000 Palestinians have lost their lives since the deadly attacks of October 7th. And imagine what? 30% of them were children. Apart from few, all the ones that were killed were non-combatant. They were civilians, ordinary Palestinians. By most definitions, this is a genocide. The Jews being accused of committing a genocide. There's a first in generations. At least 21,000 children disabled in Gaza during the war. And that says the UN committee. Restricting food, killing journalists, starving children. That is what the United Nations say. Israel can't be just maniacal. They have a plan. And they are executing that plan right now. If we talk about the situation that is going on in Palestine right now, that nobody can forget, the Israeli military is starting to mobilize tens of thousands of reservists as a part of its Gaza city offensive. US President has ideas of converting Gaza into Rivera. Israeli Finance Minister outlines plan to annex West Bank territory. Israeli annexation of the West Bank would be like a red line for the UAE Abraham Accords, and those Abraham Accords will be nulled. Australia, Canada, UK, Belgium and France are moving towards recognizing Palestine as a state. Now, clearly the Western world feels that Israel is going overboard. Nobody's asking the Palestinians what they want. And that's $1 million question. What actually Palestinians want? If we talk about Israel's great plan, Israel is going all out on seizing Gaza city. Satellite imagery reveals intensified construction at the nuclear center near Dimona, suspected by experts to be a heavy water reactor. And this is not common. Trust me, this is not common. Israel has already significantly reduced the firepower of its adversaries, including Hezbollah, Hamas, and even powerful regimes such as Syria and Iran. That's right in front of you. The war with Iran and the situation happening in Yemen. Now, Israel sees this point of time as a massive opportunity. If we talk about the conspiracy theories, viewers, some say that Israel is working on its plan to achieve that greater Israel. This is the opinion of the right wing in the Middle East. While some say that Israel wants to end the Palestinian dream once and for all. They just want to end that dream which the Palestinians are fighting for. I have a different opinion. My take on this situation is that since Israel's creation, Israel has always depended on the support of the West in general and the US in particular for its existence. You remember the wars between the Arab and Israel. By the support of America, the Israel won that war. Obviously, the US has almost always come to the aid of Israel, but behind the scenes, many of Israel's requests must have been denied as being deemed unreasonable. It is natural. It is natural that the dependency on the US can never be considered as an ideal situation for Israel. A self-reliant defense. Now, that's an important thing to discuss. A self-reliant defense apparatus is a must-have for any country. Despite all of the support from the West, Israel has always lacked this thing. There have been situations when Israel could have negotiated the release of all the hostages. But what they did, Israel did not take that route. Israel wants a hard line now. They want an Israel that is powerful enough that it could become regional power on its own. A bit of backlash from the Western world won't hurt the state. Even if a few countries recognize Palestine, that won't really make a difference in the larger scheme of things. Once Israel asserts its position as the powerhouse in the Middle East, it can then move towards establishing relations with Saudi Arabia and other kingdoms in the Middle East. But ladies and gentlemen, from a position of power, maybe it takes 10 years, maybe more than that. It's a long-term plan, and short-term objectives can be compromised because of these things. Thank you for staying with us. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.